Hello everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and I'm here to solve a Sudoku created by Wisteria Fall, one of our dear patrons. This Sudoku was created by her and posted on the CTC Discord server on the Sudoku testing submissions page. And this is titled Mind Freak by the author. This is a hard Sudoku in the author's own words, and there is a one-stepper logic to get through the Sudoku. I have tried the Sudoku already, and I found that step very, very hard. So I would suggest you to give the Sudoku a try, see for yourself if you find it hard. I found this really hard to find, but it was an interesting trick. So please do give it a try. The link to solve is in the description of the video, and come back and watch the video, and do remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet done. So let's start the Sudoku now. Let me just go through the rules. Classic rules apply. So each row, each column and 3x3 box in the grid has digits 1 to 9 without any repetitions. So standard Sudoku rules apply. So let's start it now. Look at this box. I have 3, 4, 8, 9, 5, 6, and 7. So this will be a 1, 2 pair. And then let's quickly fill in boxes and rows or columns which are almost filled. Column 1 has 4, 5, 9 as the remaining digits. And this can't be a 5. And box 8 must take 1, 2, and 9 because you have 3, 5, 8, and 4, 6, and 7. This can't be 1, this can't be 2. And column 6 must take 1 and 9. Also, if you look at column 2, you can't have a 1 and 2 in these two cells. So which means 1 and 2 will form a pair in column 2. So let me put 1 and 2 here. And which means these two cells must take 3, 4 pair to complete the column, and that removes 4 from that cell. And if you notice closely, there is a 7, 8 here. So which means 7, 8 cannot go in this cell, and they also form a pair in box 4. And that gives you a 5, 9 here. Excellent. Okay, looking along row 7, this will be 1, 2, or a 9. So let's start writing some pencil marks in here. So you might be wondering why we haven't yet got a single digit. So far, there is not even one digit that we have written in the grid. That is because the starting step in itself, you have to determine that one-stepper logic, without which it's very difficult to continue the Sudoku. And that's where the Sudoku gets really fascinating. Okay, 2 must go in here, doing some stuff with corner marking. Okay, let's look at row 6. These two cells can't take 1, 4, 5, 2, 6, and 7. So they must be 3, 8, 9. This will be 3, 7, 9 for the row. And 2, 6, 8, 1, 4, 7. This would be 3, 5, 9. This would be 3, 7, 9. So 5 must be in one of these two cells. So let's quickly fill in these vacant areas. 3, 8, 9, 5, and 6 is in row 1. So 1, 2, 4, and 7. This will be 2, 7. And these cells will be 1, 2, 4, and 7. You can't have 7 in here. Now let's look along column 7, scan a bit. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these will be 1, 2, 4, and 9. I just removed the digits from here. And I'm quickly seeing to checking to see if I can eliminate some digits. Okay, not much. Now row 7, these two cells must take 1, 2, 5 and 9. So we almost have a quad here, as you can see, but because there is an extra 5, the quad, we are not getting to make use of the quad here. Right, 6, 7, 6, 7. So which means in row 9, I get a 6, 7 pair. So that in turn means that this cell will take 1, 2 and 9, because 3, 5, 8 and 6 and 7. So which means this will be 1, 2 and 9. Can't have a 4. Right, let's take a closer look now. Right. So the first thing that I got in this Sudoku was, after a lot of thought, this Sudoku roughly took me between 35 to 40 minutes to complete. First thing that I got as an elimination was removing the 9 from this cell. And how did I do that? So if you have a 9, you don't need to think beyond a few steps. You'll instantly get a contradiction. And I'm going to explain you why removing 9 from that cell gives rise to something which is kind of deep. So if you have a 9 here, that instantly forces a 9 here, which forces a 9 here by Sudoku, and which forces a 9 here by Sudoku, and 9 in box 5 now is forced into these two cells. So in column 4, you hit a contradiction, right? So which means I can't have 9 in row 8, column 7. That seems to be an utterly random deduction, don't you think? I mean, I just go to a cell which has 4 possibilities, and then out of the blue, I'm eliminating 1 digit. So you may ask me, how to hit upon such deductions? The thing is, sadly, there is no real answer or solution to explain why you have to eliminate, how you can hit upon that deduction rather. It's just you have to play around with digits, and sometimes you get to eliminate some digit which gives rise to something. So now, because we eliminated 9 from here, now observe closely what happens in columns 6 and 7. So in column 6, 9 must be in one of these two cells, and in column 7, 9 must be in one of these two cells. So regular viewers of the channel would have instantly identified this as a skyscraper logic. So you restrict the possibility of a digit to 2 columns and 3 rows, or 2 rows and 3 columns, and out of which one of the row or column must be common. So in this case, you can see that the columns at play are 7 and 8, and the rows involved are row 3, row 8 and row 9. So 9 is the digit. 9 is in one of these two cells, and 9 is in one of these two cells, and the common row is row 3. Row 3 is common, right? So you have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and 2 columns, 1, 2, column 7 and column 8. When you have such a case, you can eliminate the 9 from the cells which are common to both of these cells. Because let's say, look at this cell. I mean these 3 cells, but actually since these two contain givens, look at this cell. Let's say you have a 9 here. Now what it instantly does is removes both the 9s here, and for column 6 you get a 9 here, and for column 7 you get a 9 here. So you force both the 9s in row 3. So this is a skyscraper logic. So let me quickly undo, which means I can't have a 9 here. So what does that give? Because 9 is eliminated here, you get 9 in one of these two cells, and that removes 9 from that cell. So let's remove all these 9s now. Okay, so let me think a bit here. Okay, so the second deduction that I got, so rather than calling this a one-stepper, of course there must be some one-stepper logic. I'm honestly admitting that I wasn't able to find that one-stepper logic, but I'm guessing that it has to do something with what do you call as fireworks technique, right? But I wasn't able to use that in a meaningful way. Anyway, so the next deduction I obtained was looking at this cell and trying to see if I can get some sort of chain amidst these digits. You can see all these cells are having only 1 out of 3 possible digits, which are 1, 2, and 9. So I assume that there must be something here, and I managed to squeeze something out of that. Just a moment. Just looking at that, I'm seeing if I can bypass one of my deductions and get straight to the real one. Let me see. So this is 9. That's gives a 9 here and 9 here. Oh yes, yes, I can make use of that, but although that looks little harder, but I can bypass one of my harder deductions. Okay, so I'll come straight to that. Look at this cell. This can't take a 9. It's very difficult to see. Again, the same question arises. Out of the blue, I look at a cell and say that 9 can't be there. And without any proper logic, like, you know, a skyscraper or an X-wing or a Y-wing, very difficult to explain such techniques unless you understand these kind of, the effect that these kind of similar digits will have on a Sudoku. So anyway, if you have a 9 here, the 9 in, let's use some colors, maybe green, and 9 here forces a 9 in here. So the 9 in column 6 gets forced here. So far so good, right? There's nothing that is difficult to see until now. This is where it gets slightly trickier. Now a 9 here forces a 2 and a 1 here, right? It just, you need to remember the crucial cells. You don't need to look at each cell what they carry or something. Just look at cells which are far flung from each other. A 9 here forces a 2 here and a 1 here. Now a 1 here will force a 1 here, right? And a 2 here. So let me just put a 1 here, a 1 here, and a 2 here. Now what does this become? You have a 1, you have a 2. This becomes a 9. But remember that we started with a 9 here. So what do you think of this deduction? Would you call it a guess? Very close to it. I would say really close to it. But probably there is something, you know, more fancier that you can do in between instead of just going along such a big deduction. So if you ask me, at what point do I think that it becomes a guess? I think the moment after this moment, wherein you get a 9 here, a 9 here, a 9 here, until this you can see visually. And after that, we just go along a chain kind of path, which started with a guess. So that's where I think this ventures into guessing mode, but definitely there is some one-stepper logic. So anyway, I will also show you what I did before this step to get into this. Just a second. So let me remove the green. So I managed to eliminate 2 from this cell, and then I kind of went along the same path, you know, what I showed you. So and how I managed to eliminate 2 is, look at this cell. If it's a 1, because of this one you get a 1 here, a 2 here. So 2 is eliminated here, right? Because of this 2. Now if this is a 2, so again this 2 will be eliminated. So no matter what, one of these cells, one of these cells will take a 2, right? And the reason is, you know, you can also see it this way. If both of these are 1s, what does that do? Column 6 doesn't take a 1. And that's why I eliminated 2 from here, because that would force both of these as 1s and remove 1s from this cell. So you can remove the 2 from this cell. So that becomes 1 and 9. Now I use the same logic that I showed you earlier. If this is a 9, you force 9 into this cell, you force a 9 into this cell, and this will be 2, this will be 1, and again you get a 9. So 2 9s in this area, right? So this is how I solve the Sudoku, which, if you ask me, is kind of a roundabout way you can say. So if the author, Wisteria, manages to see this video, I would request her to please do share a comment under the video, letting me know how far I was from the intended solve path, or also if she could share the one-stepper, we'll be happy to see that. Anyway, let's continue the Sudoku. You can't have a 9 in this cell. So after this, the Sudoku kind of falls fast. This is a 4, that's a 5, it's a 9, 5. So 5, 5. So in row 7, you get a 5 here. So now 5. And 9 isn't here. So 9 goes here. Okay, 5 is not here. So 5 goes here. So all the 5s in the grid have been placed. 4. This is not a 4. So what do I do next? So 4 and 5, how do I make use of that? This is a 1. Both of these would be 2s, right? That is not an issue really. Let me see. I'm not sure what I'm missing here. Okay, 6 in here, 6 in here. So that puts 6 in one of these 2 cells. And now these 2 cells can't be 3, 5, 6, 4, and 7. So they are 1, 2, 8, and 9. You have 8 here. So it's 1, 2, and 9. And you have a 1 here. So this is 2, 8, 9. You also have a 9 looking at this cell. So that is a 1, 2. Now you can see this is really gorgeous. You have a 1, 2 pair here. Not only in row 2, and you also have a 1, 2 pair in column 4. So that means this is not 1 and 2. This is not a 2 because of this 1, 2 here. Now let's take the Sudoku forward. 3, 5, 4, 7, 1 and 2. So this would be 6, 8, 9. I'm just hearing some drum sound at the background. Sorry for that. 5, 6, 8, 1, 2, 9. So this would be 3, 4, and 7. Okay. So we're probably getting close now. So 1, 2, 1. I don't think this can be a 1, right? If it is, you get a 1 here. And yeah, so you can't have 1 here, guys. And you can make use of the skyscraper logic. That is simpler to explain. Look at columns 2 and column 4. And as I explained, you need to find either 2 rows and 3 columns with a common row, or 3 rows and 2 columns with a common column. So in this case, there are 3 rows, row 2, row 7, and row 9. And the common column, columns 2 and 4, right? And the common row is row 2. So if you have a 1 here, and how do I identify this cell? That is the cell which is common to both of these cells. Let me highlight that. Let's put a pink in there. So this is the cell which is seeing both of those cells. Now if I have a 1 here, both of these are forced as 2s and both of these are forced as 1s. So meaning 1 is forced in row 2 in both the columns. So which clearly can't happen. That is a 9. So that is a 1, 2 again. So 1, 2, 4. So 9 is forced here. So now we are kind of coasting along, I would say. That's a 1. That's a 9. 2, 1, 2. 1 gives 2. 1, 2, 1. Let's finish off row 7, 9. That one gives a 2. Okay, 9 in box 2 goes here. And 2 gives me a 7 in here, 4 in here. That would become a 3 now, and this is an 8. And these would be a 4, 7 pair. This would be a 6, 8 pair. Just going to rush through now. It's nothing really to look at. This becomes a 1, 2 pair for the row, and because of this 2, so this is a 1, that is a 2, and 1, 2, and 4, 2, 4, 8, 9, 5, 6, and 7. So this will be 1 and 3. Sorry. And we're getting really close now. 3 here gives a 9 in this cell, 7 in here, 3 in here, 4, 3, 7 gives 8, 7. This will be a 3, 9 for the row, and that means this is 3, this is 9. Okay, this will be 2, 4 for the row, and that can be instantly resolved. That's a 4, 2. So 4, 7, 7, 6, 6, 8, 8 and 1, and 1 and 3. With that, we've finished this, I would say, really interesting Sudoku by Wisteria Fall. So it all started with a deduction in column 7, row 8, column 7, where I managed to eliminate the 9, and which gave instantly to a skyscraper. And then we managed to eliminate 9 from row 9, column 1, which was very tough to see. Probably there is something better. So please do share it as a comment under the video. We'll be happy to know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.